Hey everyone, welcome back to my Twilight Zone top episode series. This is part 4. Without further ado, let's get to the top 3 episodes. Number 3, The Dummy. Jerry is a ventriloquist who is doing an act on stage with his dummy, Willie. Throughout the act, things seem to be going well until it appears that Willie bit Jerry on the finger. Jerry goes backstage to the green room to freshen up and open a bottle of liquor. His agent Frank comes in and gets mad at him for drinking again, which is something that has been a problem in the past. Jerry is trying to calm his nerves and insists to Frank, for probably the 15th time, that Willie is alive and trying to hurt him. His agent Frank rightfully tells him that he should get psychiatric help because it seems like there's something mentally wrong. Jerry, however, insists that it is not him, but Willie that is wrong. He decides to throw Willie into his trunk and take out another dummy called Goofy Goggles that he's going to complete the act with. The second act isn't going as well, culminating in a refusal by Jerry to mingle with the crowd by the manager's request. That's the last straw for his agent, who decides to quit on Jerry, and Jerry tells Frank that he's going to move to Kansas City to get away from Willie. You know, the place all ventriloquists go to be happy and free. I didn't really get that part. So at night, he hears Willie's voice and sees his shadow on the walls. He tries to hunt Willie down, but can't seem to find him. One of his coworkers asks him if everything is all right, and he nervously asks her out for a drink, to which she refuses when she sees his mannerisms. He runs into his dressing room, takes out Willie, and smashes him to the floor. But when he turns the light on, he realizes that it was not Willie at all. Willie is sitting on the couch laughing at him, and Jerry asks how Willie could possibly be alive. Willie replies that he, Jerry, made him alive. Knowing he is doomed, Jerry lowers his head in defeat. Soon after, you see another performance with Willie and Jerry, and everything seems to be going all right until you realize now what has really happened.
How do you do, folks? How do you do? A funny thing happened to me on the way over to the club tonight. I met this broad. Oh, now, Jerry, you don't mean broad. You mean lady. Oh, look, chum, you just write the jokes and I'll tell them, okay?
Just like with Mirror Image, the episode that I talked about in the last episode I did, this one seems like a purely paranormal episode where there really isn't any mistake or error on the character's part to deserve such a fate. One thing you might be able to say is that maybe Jerry's drinking is manifesting itself into the dummy. One might also say that Jerry's obsession with ventriloquism is manifesting itself, but either way, he really didn't seem to do anything to earn the punishment that he gets at the end. This could all be in Jerry's head, but either way, it seems that he's resigned to a fate worse than death. Number 2, 5 characters in search of an exit. 5 people are stuck in a cylinder with no exit. A hobo, a clown, a ballerina, a bagpiper, and a soldier, the newest addition. The soldier awakens not knowing how he got there, and he's a new member of this group. The group doesn't remember how they got there either, but they do know that they have no need for food or water, and yet they cannot escape this cylinder. Being the most recent addition to the group, and also with his job in mind, the soldier is determined to solve the problem and escape from this issue. They try to think of a way out, but really have no tools or materials for which to make an escape. The soldier suggests that they make a human ladder in which the ballerina, who's the most petite among them, would be standing on the shoulders of the rest. However, when she gets to the top, she's still a few feet away from the top of the cylinder, when suddenly there is a loud bang. The 5 people fall to the floor, hurt and dismayed by what has just occurred. The soldier, again very versatile and adaptable, decides to take some clothing from everyone and create a sort of grappling hook with his sword. They try the human ladder again, and this time, the soldier is able to climb up the grappling hook and reach the top. However, he falls out of view, away from the rest of the group. The people cry out and see whether he's hurt or if he's gone over to the other side of wherever they are, but they don't hear from him ever again. They believe that they are truly in hell. Then you see the camera switch, and a girl picks up a doll and holds it. It looks just like the soldier that we've been following during this episode. Then you come to find what the 5 characters truly have in common. You come to learn that the banging was actually a bell rung by one of the orphanage adults. These characters were all dolls in a very sad place. Hopefully they can bring some joy to the orphans that may love them. It's a very bittersweet twist on a despairing story, It actually reminds me a little bit of Toy Story in the value that inanimate toys might put on themselves based on whether children love them or not. And it makes me think of my own children's toys that I see right now that may one day end up... I can't finish the sentence. And it's something that I think about for my own children, where I look around at the toys that they're playing with now that may one day end up in a bin such as the ones in this story, never to be loved again. Number 1, the after hours. The episode opens with Marcia entering a department store looking for a gift for her mother. She's looking for a gold thimble. The elevator operator invites her onto the elevator, seeming to know her name despite the fact that they've never met. He tells her that she can take the elevator up to the 9th floor to find what she's looking for. When she gets into the elevator, she notices that there are only 8 floors that she can get to. However, Marcia gets up to the 9th floor somehow, and a saleswoman in a darkened room sells her the gold thimble. There's no one around. The saleswoman asks if Marcia is happy.
Am I what? Am I happy? Well, you'll forgive me, but that's really none of your business. Really? It's none of my business.
On the way down, however, she realizes that the thimble is scratched and dented. She paid cash and she has no receipt, but when she goes to talk to the sales manager and another worker downstairs, they all tell her that it was impossible for her to have bought this on the 9th floor. In the department store, she finds the saleswoman again, but is shocked at what she sees. While in an office trying to calm herself down with what she's just seen, the store closes, locking her inside. Marcia hears voices calling to her, and she's frightened.
Come on, dear. Marcia.
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 Over time, they gently help her come to the realization. In this department store, they all take turns pretending to be real for 1 month before returning back and letting someone else take a turn so that too many mannequins aren't walking around and leaving the department store empty. But Marcia loved being human so much that she actually forgot herself. While now it's the saleswoman's turn to become real for 1 month, Marcia goes back to being a mannequin. The sailor asks her if she enjoyed her time out in the real world.
This was so much fun.
Not only was this a great twist, but a bittersweet one too. It was painted at first like a horror episode where these mannequins are all trying to chase this character down. But once you come to find that Marcia herself is a mannequin, it does take on a sadder tone that this thing wanted to be human, even for a short time, and actually enjoyed being human far more than some people might ever. From now on, just keep your eyes peeled. The mannequins in your department store may be waiting to take their turn to walk among us. Did I miss an episode that you really wanted me to cover? I did leave out a couple that talked about mannequins and dummies, but I can only fit in 3. If there's one that you wanted me to talk about, comment down below. I just might make an episode about that one in the near future. Until then, guys, I'll see you for the next episode.